and welcome back to our 5K tennis discussion of the Shanghai Masters. Hola y bienvenido a otra discusión de 5K tenis del Shanghai Masters abierto.
October 7th, 2019. Hopefully everybody is well. We had an opportunity today to put something out due to an extended break between morning lessons and afternoon lessons. So what's up? Missed you guys especially. So we're going to get right into today's show, talk about just a couple of things and some early Shanghai matches and move forward.
Yeah.
All right, so this might be hurried, so don't take this as a sign of what's to come for the pre-Australian Open discussion, which we'll be giving away a tennis racket for and be writing them out and so forth. But really and truly, I think we missed you guys a lot in a way. I know I felt that way. So we just figured even if we delivered a crap product, we would still say what's going down. Anyway, real quickly, my San Francisco 49ers are 4-0. What's up, B-Dog02? I will be coming for you for that bet payment when they do go better than 9-7. Just letting you know about that. All right, Carla, let's jump right into the show. By the way, for all of our tennis students that are watching, we do have the first 5K tennis tournament for our junior players here at Dauphin Island, Alabama on October the 20th, where there will be prize money, yes, and there will be YTEX Strings giveaways, as well as YTEX shirts and 5K tennis shirts to the two best players in the round-robin format. So best of luck to all of you guys coming up.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Can't wait for that.
It should be fun to watch. Plus, we get to learn a lot about, their strategy, how they think out there. So it'll be good.
All right, well, let's jump right into matches and maybe make this easy on everybody today. Packed with energy, but maybe not packed with time.
Well, we did have the China Open that just finished a few days ago. We had Dominic Thiem on the men's side who defeated Stefanos Tsitsipas in 3 sets. Good tournament for Dominic Thiem. He was the number 1 seed in this tournament. I didn't really watch too many of these matches. I know I had Wayne Chia and a few others like Wildlife One sending me messages about, hey, are you watching this? This right now is a busy season for us to teach because all the kids go back to school, so everybody tries to cram in their lessons.
And the weather is getting cooler.
Weather's getting cooler, and we get a lot of adults now.
Yeah, the adults.
So the adults take over during the daytime.
The adults kind of wrap up the days. So again, sorry for the hurriedness.
We should. Well, I'm not trying to.
Yeah. No, my bad. I've been out of practice. I'm rusty.
He's definitely out of practice.
It's kind of like you don't hit a backhand for a week or hit a forehand for a week or a serve. It's a little rusty when you get back out. I haven't not done that in like 40 years or 39 years. But.
Right. Well, Dominic Thiem beat Khachanov in the semis, and Tsitsipas defeated Zverev in the semis. We also saw Andy Murray play in the China Open, where he was defeated in the quarterfinals to Thiem. Really good tournament for him. He did beat Cameron Norrie and Parental, which are 2 good wins for Andy Murray, who's currently playing at Shanghai Masters and won the first round today. On the women's side, we have Naomi Osaka, who is the winner and beat Ashley Barty in the final in 3 sets. Her second title of the year. After the US Open, she had not won 1 title. Her and her coach, Jermaine, split up, and now she is coached by her dad. She's won 2 titles back-to-back, the Pacific Open and now China Open. She did have a few tough matches. She first round played Pekovic, Alison Risk in the next one, and broke Bianca Andreescu's winning streak. Andreescu, I watched this match. I actually watched this one. This was fun and exciting to watch. 2 girls get along, hit the ball, kind of have the same game. Both are risky players. Andreescu had won the first set, and then Naomi Osaka came back, winning it in the rest of the 2. So it was 2 out of 3 sets. She beat Wozniacki in the semis, which I expected her to win. And now, after beating Barty, she's number 3 in the world. Good win for her.
Man, that was a whole lot in a whole short bit of time. That was like rapid-fire highlights. Jeez.
Wow.
All right. Well, A+ for speed, but
well, what do we think about her dad coaching her? It seems like she got rid of the coach. Dad's coaching her now. Won 2 titles. Probably very important for her to win these 2 titles just for her confidence. I mean, really, she's had an up and down year. So not sure, huh?
You see this? She's kind of rusty. It's like she's playing on the court and she's like stunned and she can't deal with the barrage of missiles that are coming at her face.
What?
Sounds familiar, huh?
I'm not rusty. I'm fine.
I'm just kidding. Totally playing. We have played a lot of matches recently.
She did win the Australian Open.
No, I think we.
Did she win the Australian Open this year?
Who?
Osaka.
She won the U.S. Open and then the Australian.
Well, that last year U.S. Open and then the Australian this year.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So real quickly, starting off with that, I was writing a couple notes while she was talking. Again, this was not pre-written in a sense, but my first, I guess, note I wrote here was Osaka being coached by her parents or her dad.
Her dad.
I know this feeling very, very, very well. I was coached by my father for a very long time. She was coached by hers for a very long time, and Osaka was, and went with another coach, and then went with another coach, and now back to the dad in a way. I have to list the difficulties that we have as parents teaching our kids. Number one, we have 5 kids, and all of them play. Even our 3-year-old, soon to be 4, he was hitting baskets of forehands and backhands this morning. And pretty well. I was pretty proud of the little guy. Right, Justin? Huh? Anyway, he played very well. He can make a cameo if he wants. I don't think his vocabulary knows what cameo is yet. But teaching your own kids is difficult because the kids tend to think that they know more than you do. You can tell your 4-year-old that the sky's blue, and it's like, no, it don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't. And then you tell your 16-year-old, not to do this, but they do that. So there's nothing new underneath the sun in a way, but it's very difficult to teach your own kids. And I'm sure there was a point in time where Osaka, in a sense, thought it was better to move forward, and she did that and had a lot of success.
Sure.
But when you it's my feeling that when you become super confident as an athlete in any domain, and I've known athletes across the board from football to basketball to tennis to racquetball, actually, some handball, believe it or not, and a lot of others, ping pong, when you get to a certain level of confidence, you're a consummate pro. You become a pro athlete, and you understand you are a weapon in the sport that you play. I think at that point in time, it is okay to migrate back to where you came from.
Definitely. We've seen a lot of successful dads and daughters. Not so successful.
Because then you become an even more dangerous weapon if you channel the energy, right? Because you're fighting now for your family and for respect and to show your family what's up. And that's just it. I don't know how else to put that, but when you get to the point where you're a consummate pro, it's your goal to break records. You have to maintain positive energy. You have to maintain equilibrium. You have to deal with on-court, off-court, training room, or what diet, whatever your deal is. Or you can just take the Kyrgios approach and just not put anything into it, but obviously we can see the results. However, Osaka, I feel like she is now a consummate pro. And I think it was a good move. Thoughts on that? It's difficult to coach your kids, though. And they will always see it better than you until I think they become the consummate pro, maybe away from you.
Well, she's experienced, she's gone through her ups and downs with different coaches, and perhaps with those coaches she felt nervous. And with her dad knows her, she doesn't have to impress him anymore. I mean, she reached the top of tennis. I mean, how much more can you do in tennis? I mean, she won 2 slams. Her dad's probably there for emotional support, someone to just guide her and tell her it's okay, and she probably feels good about herself and maybe more free and
more safe.
Now
safe.
She can play her game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I like the move. It's really difficult for me to watch a player come up and automatically jump on a bandwagon, and I've given Osaka grief for a couple of years now, right here on the show, in terms of her video gaming and childish antics. But I like this move. I like the energy of it, and I like Osaka at this point.
Well, she's doing a lot better. You could see that a lot of players respect her, even when Andreescu and Osaka shook hands.
That was great.
You could see the respect for each other. It's great to see that because in women's tennis, we saw Sharapova and Serena really not even... The handshake was always cold. And so many other players back in the days, they just had no respect for each other, didn't even look each other in the eye. And to see these 2 girls and many of the players respect her is a great thing.
I couldn't agree more. Matter of fact, the second note I wrote down here is we watched the Osaka-Andreescu match. I think pretty much every ball. Yeah. I think I had to take a shower in there or something. But nonetheless, the handshake at the end was typical Andreescu in a good way. Typical meaning this is what, to me, I see in this girl no matter where I see her. Whether it's on a late-night talk show or whether it's in the locker room or whether it's, in passing of a camera or in passing of a fan or handshaking at the net. She seems to be a pretty cool girl.
Yeah, she seems for people to want. Yeah, she wants to get along with everybody.
Yeah, she seems to be pretty even Steven and very positive. And with her game, that positive energy and really positive tennis game combined to make just a nasty game, just gnarly. Anyway, I'm sorry that Andreescu finally got her first loss, and I think it was the past 16 or 17 matches. Maybe I have that number wrong.
I think it was 17.
But that's the game that we play. It's like a duel or a gunfight. You know, you back to back, you take 10 paces, you turn around, boom, and you know someone's getting killed, or it's a sword fight and someone's not coming off the court. Eventually, one-on-one, you will lose. However, that type of record, 17-1, if you exponent that, 17 times 36 and 1 times 36, I'm thinking the record's somewhere like 500 and some odd wins and 36 losses. If my mathematics was just working, I might be off on that one. But nonetheless, Andreescu seems like a really cool chick, though.
Yes,
straight up. She seems cool. The future's bright for her, and she looks in much better shape than I think she did earlier in the season.
She's in much better
which
shape, yes.
makes herself even more dangerous.
Yes.
The third note I wrote here when you were reading scores was the Dominic Thiem and Stefanos Tsitsipas match. I know, Carla, you and I always say after the U.S. Open we don't do any more 5K tennis shows. We've got 5 kids. Oh, geez, this takes a lot of time, and the matches aren't important anyway. The Laver Cup is cheesy. The Davis Cup is shifting, even though I'm looking forward to that. The blah, blah, blah. We're like, let's take a break. However, there are, and we say that, sorry, let me describe the context. We say that because a lot of the end of the year matches don't matter. Like, did it really matter that Djokovic just won a tournament over Millman in the final? Did it really make a difference in a sense?
Well, to him it did because he is trying to retain, he's trying to keep that #1 ranking. But as we all know,
Nadal pulled out.
Nadal pulled out, big shocker. I mean, hand injury, he said. I mean, he's getting married. Obviously, he didn't care about the #1 ranking too much.
I don't mean it's unimportant to fans in the game. I just mean, is it unimportant in terms of one of these players risking life and body to win or not? And I think no, which means it's less important. Maybe I shouldn't say unimportant, but less important.
I read somewhere where a lot of fans were upset that they're like, why did Nadal even waste his time playing the Laver Cup if he was going to get his hand injured? Why not save himself to try to get that #1 ranking? The Laver Cup didn't even matter. I'm
guessing because his best friend is Roger. I'm guessing because to combine, they're probably a $4 billion industry. I guess Grandpa Nike is, maybe not Nike only because you got Federer with this Uniqlo deal. Anyway.
He is getting married. I mean, I'm sure that his lady said, hey, let's enjoy here our honeymoon and stuff.
I'm guessing that Roger and Nadal's take on the Laver Cup was something along the lines of, all we have to do is just look in the camera and go, like together. Here, let's take a glee shot. Here, let's do a selfie. And that'll just sell all our ads on Instagram, and we can just put in, 20% of the core, or you can just pull out.
We're not the only ones that think. There are very serious coaches out there I've talked to, and they're like, really? No, I didn't waste my time. That's not real tennis.
Yeah, and again, we're not shooting from the hip on that one, and nor do I want to step out of line of humility.
I think it's fun for the fans. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I don't want to step out of the line of humility, but there are a lot of us, in a sense, from all different walks of this game that we network with, in a fun way. In terms of watching stuff like this, and pretty much the positive consensus, because we love the game. We love the game. The more people can watch it and share in this wonderful sport that creates fitness, fun, and friendships, the better, believe me. But in terms of people that are sitting there and they're going to break down the game, let's go, come on, what? In a serious way, like the Wimbledon final or something, or any of the 4 major finals.
It's just a fun tournament.
The energy's not the same. We've talked about this on multiple shows. But anyway, the Dominic Thiem Tsitsipas match.
That's important for them.
It's important for them.
Yeah.
And we got off on this tangent about why we think the end of the year is not that important and why we usually don't do these shows until pre-Australian Open discussion like Brisbane, etc. But these type of matches are important. The few and far in between, because both Dominic Thiem and Tsitsipas are on the cusp. If they can hang in the game and play at this level for a while, they will replace, in my opinion, the top. We don't have someone here checking the camera. It's all solo today. Let's roll. How much time?
Oh, we're fine.
Anyway, a technical producer, Carla, stepping in for Chris, is not here and is at school.
They're at school.
Yeah.
Which is very important.
Go. By the way, Kara, you did a great job today. I forgot about that. But it's important because these two are, in my opinion, the future number 1 and 2 in the world.
I have to.
If hold on, let me finish this thought. I think if right now, this second in time, Djokovic, Federer, Nadal said, I want to retire. I'm done. I've had enough. Then they said, thank you, everybody. I appreciate everything, but we're going to do our family thing now and move forward in life. How many people out there would think that Stefanos Tsitsipas and Dominic Thiem would be eventually or very soon thereafter, maybe at the end of next year even, the top 1 and 2 in the world? And if not, who do you think would be there?
I disagree with the Thiem thing. He is about 26, I think. So,
okay, give me another person though.
Stefanos Tsitsipas would
But
definitely be
besides him.
one. You have. I don't think Zverev will do much right now.
No, that's never happening.
I don't know. Okay, here. I got the sheet in front of me. Okay, here we go.
Better do something.
Medvedev would be another person that would be
Okay,
in the top.
possibly,
Before Thiem, in my opinion.
Possibly, but I think right now Dominic Thiem played Daniil Medvedev 10 times. I say Thiem wins 7. Maybe not. Depends on surface. Depending on surface. Depending on surface.
I don't know about that.
That's a deep question. Okay, so you can throw him in there if the big 3 retired. Can you come up with another one?
I mean, you have Khachanov, who's still young, too.
Let's go!
You got Shapovalov, who
Come
seems
on!
to be playing well.
Shapovalov, come on. You could more
Your
Shapovalov.
Chorich.
No, what? You've been knocking on me for talking about Borna Koric for like 3 years. You're not talking about Borna Koric?
You're saying if Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal left. Well, these guys would be the guys that would be, rising to the top.
Does anyone think that anyone outside of Dominic Thiem and Stefanos Tsitsipas with some gray area of Daniil Medvedev would be the top 2 or 3 in the world if the big 3 decided to hang it up and call it quits right now?
Berrettini, I give a shot
What?
to Berrettini.
That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life.
Dominic Thiem on clay, yes, he'd win the French Open.
Andy Murray's got a better chance of beating Berrettini, being number 2 in the world than Berrettini.
Okay, I don't think Dominic Thiem could be number 2 in the world. I think he could win a French Open if all those 3 guys left.
Vote on it. What do you think? But the Tsitsipas...
Tsitsipas definitely.
The Tsitsipas Dominic Thiem match was important because they're young, and these are points builders. This helps with seeding upcoming Australian Open the next year.
Sure,
this helps with potential gains in the ATP World Tour Finals if they get nominated for it. I think they're both in the top 10 anyway, if I remember correctly.
Dominic Thiem.
So I think they're both
4,
in regardless.
6, yeah.
And not that I even care too much about that tournament, the Nitto ATP Finals at the end of the year. Again, it's another Labour Cup, but maybe with a little bit more.
So Dominic Thiem currently is ranked number 5 in the world, and then Tsitsipas is ranked number 7 in the world. With Zverev in the middle, 6.
Zverev, in my opinion, is going to...
And Medvedev's number 4 in the world.
Yeah, Zverev, unless something changes, and I mean, like yesterday, I think you've seen the best of him.
Sure.
My opinion, don't shoot me.
Well, we had the Japan Open, and I had quite a few viewers on our last show say, wow, Djokovic has a really, really tough draw.
What?
Anyways.
He played Millman in the final.
He played the qualifier Millman in the final. He played first round, Popipiering, round 32.
Let's go.
Finished him. Soeda,
let's go, Soda.
Pui, who had a terrible year, except for like the beginning and then the end.
Didn't Lucas Pouille go to like the semifinals with the French? The Australian?
The beginning.
Yeah.
6-1, 6-2, destroyed him.
Let's get down.
Then Goffin, which we know Goffin can beat a lot of great players, but when he meets the top 3 guys, it's over.
Let's go.
And then Millman.
Let's get down.
That was tough.
Let's get it.
That was real tough. That was super tough, guys.
Man.
500 points, Djokovic. And he deserves it because, you know what? He is way better than any of those players there.
I think that I heard this, and this might be fake news. I can't remember.
Carla, how can you say that he has an easy draw? I didn't say he has an easy draw. I'm just saying there's really no one who's going to challenge him in that draw because these guys get beaten by him. If we would have put Federer and Nadal there, they would have destroyed them too.
I think I heard this. I may not have heard this. However, I think that Novak Djokovic is auctioning off his shirt from the entire tournament that he wore in every match because he never broke a sweat as the first shirt ever in time in an entire tennis match that never had a drop of sweat on it.
I think that's great. We knew he was going to win this. Good for him because, you know, he didn't have such a good U.S. Open with the injury. So he came back and he won 500 points, and he's pretty much guaranteed to be the number one in the world, which is what he wants.
All right, I'm following.
Break a record. So good for Djokovic.
Yeah, great win. And
now he's in Shanghai Masters, where now he'll have definitely a lot better quality players in his way.
All right, real quickly, the Andy Murray topic. Andy Murray lost to Dominic Thiem in the quarterfinals. What was it, the Japan Open or something like that? China Open. And he should have. Good for Andy Murray, number one, to be winning some matches.
Oh, yeah. And today he won a match, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes, I don't know what it is. I can't remember.
He still looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, he never looked the most fluid, like moving on the court. He was really fast, though.
He's rough.
He's really fast,
but
even back in the day, and I say back in the day, like it's been a long time. It really hasn't since he was at the top of his game. But back in that day, he always was fast, but he just didn't look that graceful doing it. It looked like it hurt then, but now it looks like it really is kind of laborious in order to run. I'm glad he's winning matches. However, I saw that there was the young man Londero. I think he's an Argentinian player.
Juan Ignacio Londero. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he got upset and had a tantrum in the hallway walking off the court because he had won the first set against
6-2,
Murray.
he won the first set.
And then Londero came back and lost.
Yeah.
And got upset. The only thing I wish I could tell Londero, what is Londero's first name? Do you have that?
Juan Ignacio.
Juan Ignacio, yeah, that's right. So if I could tell Juan Ignacio something, I would say, bro, I think he's 26 if I remember correctly. I would tell this young man, don't get too upset about that. I get Andy Murray looks like a lame duck in terms of movement. However, he's a seasoned veteran that has been through the trenches of very high-level tennis and has won
a lot of experience behind
and
him.
a lot of experience. I get it's heartbreaking to go up big and then to lose big. Done it throughout my career. Geez, I can't tell you how many times.
We've seen it done many times.
Yeah, and I watched my kids do it, and we watched our students do it. And it sucks at the end of the day, but you have to tip your hat to Andy Murray. I hope Andy Murray does well. I do not see Andy Murray.
Well, he plays Fognini next.
You know, and he could win that too.
Sure.
He could, but again, is that important? Are you going to stay up all night to watch Fabio Fognini, the beautiful beard himself, to play Andy Murray, the limping Scotsman's tennis match?
I don't know.
No disrespect.
But Fognini could give tips to Murray.
To
keep trim, like keep the beard, or like keep that facial hair in check.
I just thought about something.
Yeah.
PR. Fabio Fognini threatened to blow up Wimbledon with a bomb at Wimbledon. Or was it the tournament before? Remember, Fabio was like, I'm going to blow up this court.
I hope you get it.
Yeah, and then the ATP fined him. So I wonder if, even though Andy is Scottish, I wonder, though, if he'll represent the country as a whole. Well, he has to because he was knighted by the Queen's Court or whatever they call it. So he has to pay some homage. So maybe Andy Murray will try to destroy Fabio Fognini because of his bomb threat and prove that England is still the empire to be dealt with on the tennis court.
Sounds like a great movie.
Let's get down.
And then Fognini shows him how to trim his hair, you know, because one thing about Murray is he's always looked rough.
Shake hands in the
like
net.
Rough.
Yeah.
He needs like a beauty.
Yeah.
Like tip 101 or something.
Yeah, Fabio will come up to the net instead of saying nice match, he'll be like, thank you, man, but put a little cream here, shade this here, get rid of all this here, put your eyebrow up here on this side, and leave this one down here on this side. Smile at the camera.
And cut your hair. Get a tan.
Get a tan on that.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what I'm feeling. I don't think that that Murray will crack top 20 again. Top 15. Maybe top 15. That's a long shot, though.
That's a long shot.
All right, so last thing. Does anyone think that Andy Murray cracks the top 15 before he is ultimately done from the game at this level? I mean, at the singles level.
I'm unsure. He's had some good wins. Enjoy it.
That's all I have.
Well, let's talk about the Shanghai Masters. We have number 1 Djokovic. We know Nadal's not playing. Federer is going to be your number 2 seed. There were a few matches that already were played last night and today. We have Djokovic, who will be facing Shapovalov.
Destruction.
I will expect, maybe 2-2.
I was gonna say 6-3, 6-2 Djokovic.
2-2, and I mean Shapovalov just beat Tiafoe.
Okay, and
4-2.
I don't mean it. I'm sorry. I love to hear her talk. She's such a wonderful person.
No, he doesn't. He interrupts me, and I do it to him.
Yeah, and people always say, "Man, you interrupt the girl. Let her talk." I'm sorry, she fires me up. But she used to think Shapovalov will be number 1 in the world. She was like, yeah. And then she used to think Alexander Dolgopolov, my bad, would be number 1 in the world.
And you thought Dimitrov would be number 1 in the world.
But he got to number 4 in the world, or 5?
Okay, well, Shapovalov is still 19 years old, so, I mean, he's got time.
But look, Shapovalov is going to get destroyed, and if not, just to prove the theory on why a lot of these end-of-the-year tournaments don't matter that much, let's just say that Novak Djokovic loses easily, which won't happen, but if it did, loses easily to Denis Shapovalov, would you be worried about Novak Djokovic in terms of 2020 Australian Open?
No way.
Okay.
No. In his little section, he's got, again, Puig, De Minaur, Isner. That's in his little section right there. Then you have Monfils, who beat Sonego, and this is a good match to watch. Monfils and Hurkacz.
Yeah, that's a big hitting match.
Great match to watch. I'm going to watch that one. Monfils is number 9 seed in this tournament.
Might get a little theatrics there, too.
We have there Felix Auger-Aliassime, who's really, at the end of the year, has kind of gone downhill. I think he's just played too much tennis. He'll face Bublik, and then the winner from there faces Tsitsipas. So right off, you have Djokovic and Tsitsipas in the same section. They would probably face in the quarters. Interesting.
Who does this tournament mean more to? Novak Djokovic or Stefanos Tsitsipas?
Tsitsipas, obviously.
I would not be surprised in a way if you had some WWE scripted loss to a young Shapovalov, so Djokovic, kind of gives him the, hey, you're up and coming, don't worry, you beat me very well, only so we could see someone's career get better. Like Shapovalov or Tsitsipas, because they need the encouragement.
But
and
I think
tennis
Djokovic needs a few points to really stay at number 1, I think.
Nadal pulled out. Let me ask you a question. Isn't Novak Djokovic still the ATP president?
Yes.
Or the Players' Council?
Yes.
Would it not look better for him if Djokovic had some of these younger players starting to crack? Wouldn't it make it look like tennis is on the up and up, and he's here? So hey, why not?
I don't think he's
Is that too much weird scripting?
Yeah, that's just your screwed up head.
Is that too much screwed up head?
Nah.
Or if next time we do a show and Djokovic does lose it, if that were to happen, would a conspiracy theory be further hardened?
No, I think Djokovic really wants to win this tournament. He wants to retain his number 1 ranking. I don't think that we'll see a scripted final. There's no reason for him to lose to Shapovalov. Tsitsipas will give him a good match, and I don't know, that's a toss-up, so we'll see.
This is one of these conspiracy theories where if I'm actually right, I look like a genius, but if not, I look like an absolute idiot.
You will look like an idiot.
Let's go, come on.
Next round we have, on the next section we have Medvedev, who's the number 3 seed, who will face Cameron Norrie, who took out Simon. Then you have Papaseali, Sousa, Schwartzman went down to Papaseal, Fognini, Murray, Fritz, and Khachanov in that section. And I guess a lot of people are expecting a Medvedev and Djokovic semis.
If he gets that far. I'll be shocked if he gets that far. I don't know why. I don't think you're going to have a good old gun battle, a good old gunfight to the death here at this tournament. If so, great for the crowd, great for everyone in Shanghai. I would expect no less because it's a 1,000 level tournament, so hopefully the fans get their due.
The prize money is $1,374,995 and 1,000 points.
I understand that, but the Australian Open and is looming, and it's looming quickly. Time is fleeting, and time happens fast. The players do have to take time off. They have to recover from blisters and injuries and mental stuff, and they want to see their families for a while. We'll see what happens. Surely I'm wrong. Another conspiracy theory that I'll probably get trounced on if I'm wrong, but I don't see a classic gun battle to the death unless it's from the younger players.
And then on the bottom section, you have Federer, who will face off in his first round against Ramos Vignolas, who took out Cilic. So that would have been his first match, Cilic, but Cilic lost 6-4, 6-4. Pretty much all the Serbs have gone down. Kemanovic is out. Was taken out by Kukushkin. We also have Krejinovic who went out. So there's quite a few that had a great year. Lajovic plays Opelka, so we'll see how that goes.
Could be an interesting match.
You have Parental against Struff. That's a good match to watch.
I think Struff could win that.
Yeah. You got Bashvili and Pair, who took out Cecchinato.
Okay.
Karina Busta and Dominic Thiem. Zverev and Chardy. Chardy's beaten Zverev before.
Chardy's beaten a lot of the top players in the world.
He took out Edmund, and Edmund loses his #1 ranking for Great Britain.
Oh, that's the top British player. I was
Yeah.
about to say Edmund #1. I had to pause on that. I had to think about that a little bit.
Peyo against Millman. You got Chorich against Rublev. That should be a good match.
Look, the tournament set. It's a good tournament. I'm sorry.
Goffin against Gasquet.
That's a good match,
Yeah.
but I mean, again.
I'm still kind of falling asleep on that, but yeah.
I'm not really falling asleep, but I mean, I get the vibe of it. Are we super excited about it? I think if you're a super staunch fan of one particular person, I think you follow it and follow it hard. I think as an overall...
Well, I know of 2 viewers that are really big fans.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Struff fan, you're hoping for Struff. If you're a Basilashvili fan, you are praying for Basilashvili to win. If you are a Djokovic fan, then... But what I'm saying is that if you're kind of looking at it as a whole, kind of like a car race or something, and there's 100 cars in the race, you know, you're hoping for an action-packed race, and one person bangs it out for the final. And maybe that happens here, but I think the chances are less that it's some stellar world on the edge of its seat type final, but it could be. And hopefully for the fans it is. I know there's a lot... over in that part of the world that is very important for those people in that part of the world outside of tennis. I won't get into that. But I think it could be a great tournament. But usually, in my opinion, this part of the year as we finish the show is just a little bit lackluster than every tournament prior to the U.S. Open.
Sure.
Anyway, much love to all you guys. That is it. We have lessons to teach here shortly. We missed all of you guys a lot. It was fun doing this show. I felt like that one kind of got on a good wavelength and just worked out. Anyway, please subscribe to our channel. It's really, really important for us moving forward, so hopefully you will do that for us. And it would be greatly appreciated, too. Thanks to all of you. If it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't miss doing this and come back, given that we really didn't have a whole lot of time to do it in the first place. All the students out there to take lessons that are going to be participating in the upcoming 5K tennis tournament, be ready. That's all I can say. I don't think I forgot anything, right? Oh, thank you very much to YTEX Strings, as always, to support us in our endeavors here on the show for prize giveaways during the majors, which we will have all year next year, all 4 tennis rackets and shirts or strings. And that's it.
That's it.
All right, well, as Carla always says,
Adios.
see you next time. We'll see you soon.